What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and well, we got another one. Man, Marvel keeps just getting news of the negative kind. And once again, we got another allegation coming from a star. You can see by this headline on the direct, Black Panther 2 star Tenoch Huerta accused of sexual assault. All right, and again, let's just say this right off the bat. Allegations are just allegations. That don't mean he did it. All right, all that means is somebody is pointing a finger and saying he did it. That doesn't mean guilt necessarily. As we have seen over the years, many times, allegations, fake allegations come out all the time. And I don't know how this one's going to end up going because there's a lot of we'll get to that. It's different than the Jonathan Majors situation. Jonathan Majors, that was a whole different matter, whole complete different situation. And I'll address how that's different. But let's go ahead and read and see what happened in this particular situation. Marvel star Tenoch Huerta, who recently portrayed NAMOR in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, has been accused of sexual assault online by Mexican saxophonist and renowned activist María Elena Ríos. Yeah, when you see somebody that is an activist starting to make accusations, I don't know, I'm not saying that it's not true, but that starts to send up a few alarm bells. Like, is this really the case? It's really what's going on. Again, allegations, we got to sort this stuff out. You can't just go hook, line, and sinker and just believe everything that people say. We've seen that. So when somebody comes out and says they're an activist, again, that's a red flag. That's kind of an alarm, in my opinion. Yeah, we got to read through this and see what's really going on. In a series of public tweets, yep, that's the other thing, Ríos attempted to distance herself from Poder Prieto, an organization focused on combating racism in Mexico, of which the Black Panther 2 star is a member. In one tweet, translated from Spanish, she claimed Huerta to be a violent and sexual predator, and that the organization allegedly pursued her in order to avoid scandals over their Marvel movie. I made it very clear to them when I left their sect that they protect the violator and sexual predator of Tenoch Huerta, that they've not published anything about me. They still went to look for me at a hypocritical ball concert to avoid scandals over their Marvel movie. Ríos continued in a follow-up tweet saying it's difficult to discuss the abuse of power of a sexual predator who is loved for playing a character in a movie, and claimed Huerta was charming in appearance and a narcissist. The activist did not go into detail about her claims, but did respond affirmatively to another user on Twitter who asked if Huerta had assaulted her, saying there are several more. As reported by Mexican outlet Reforma, the accusations against Huerta began after Ríos claimed Poder Prieto published a podcast episode that she was a part of without paying her. They do not have consent to disseminate material that they did not want to pay me, and that, like this, in several, they exploited me to work for them for free. All right, so let's stop there. This got a lot of stuff to unpack, but let me just start with this particular situation, is that she didn't come out with any of this stuff until this situation occurred. That's what people are pointing out, saying, well, you didn't say nothing until you didn't get paid for something that you did, which apparently was some sort of a podcast or whatever. We await the right of reply. We are accused of not having paid you for this podcast. We cannot pay you for something that is not our production, and we didn't publish it, only that the content was recommended, as we recommend content almost every day. And then, of course, Huerta has yet to make any comments. The big difference is, in my opinion, this is something, anytime it comes to sexual assault of any kind, doesn't matter what the situation is, where is the police report? All right? Where is something official that you went and said, oh, this person assaulted me, I'm going to this official organization, whether it be police or whoever, and actually making a formal complaint? See, that's why I say Jonathan Majors is different, all right? Jonathan Majors was different because somebody actually went out and filed a police report. A police report was filed the exact same night that it happened, and a preliminary investigation was done. Police came over, they checked it out, and they slapped Jonathan Majors in cuffs. So to me, that's the big difference. See, the Jonathan Majors situation is a far cry from allegations. And look, nothing's been dropped, right? The court dates are still going forward. You know, nobody's recanting their statements. So in my opinion, it's like, that's a huge deal. You got a police report, you got court dates coming up. Everybody's been looking at evidence. This situation is like, oh, nobody's done any of this, okay? So, and it might be early, maybe they plan on filing a police report, but in my opinion, until you file a police report with today's standards and all the false allegations that's going out there, until you file a police report, you're full of shit. That's the way I look at it, okay? File a police report or you're full of shit. I'm less inclined to believe a social media accusation over an actual police report. Your social media accusations give you no credence, in my opinion, whatsoever. That's my opinion. It might be true. There might be a whole lot of stuff going on behind the scenes we're not aware of. But that's the biggest difference between this situation and the Jonathan Majors situation, is that they actually have a police report. And the other thing for Marvel with this situation about NAMOR or whatever, is they could just easily dismiss this character and just move right on past him, right? They don't actually have to address this situation at all. They could just completely, hey, he's done. He's done. We'll never have him in another Marvel Cinematic Universe film. Nobody will miss him. Kang, on the other hand, was like the centerpiece of Phase 5, or in Phase 6, it looks like. He was a huge part of what Marvel had going, according to Kevin Feige anyway. This guy was supposed to, remember, he already was in Loki. He was already in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. He's supposed to be in Loki Season 2. So they had a lot riding on Jonathan Majors playing this part. So if Jonathan Majors has to step back, and remember, we have another film, Avengers Kang Dynasty, that's supposed to come out with Kang. So there's a lot built into Jonathan Majors. This Joker, they can recast him in a heartbeat if they absolutely need to continue with NAMOR. They can just recast this dude, no sweat. Won't lose an ounce of sleep over it either. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it strictly off of these allegations. They could just say, you know what? Nah, this is just another stain on our name. Let's just go ahead and get this guy gone. There's no reason to keep him on board, right? We could just recast him. There's nothing to it. So, yeah, I would expect probably with Marvel and all the negativity that they have going out, they could easily just say, you know what? Lay low, let's not say anything, and then we'll just quietly recast them. We'll put out a little press brief, and then we'll move forward. And that's that. And that's all they need to do. Anyway, folks, what do y'all think about this situation? Again, just allegations. Just allegations. We can't go crazy with allegations, again, until we see some hard, concrete evidence, like a police report that outlines everything that happened. Until we see that, we just kind of take it with a grain of salt and say, yeah, you know, somebody said something online. We'll see what happens. Anyway, you guys go ahead, jump down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts and your opinions about that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.